and the Trojans roll into this one 1-1 on the season after an opening week loss against Iowa City Liberty 56-45. And last week they knocked off Urbandale 34-28. The Muskies lost their opener at Cedar Rapids Jefferson at Kingston Stadium 2 weeks ago 33-14, and rebounded nicely with an exciting 21-19 win at home over Davenport Central 1 week ago. Beautiful Friday night here. Come on out if you're in the neighborhood. You can watch us live on the Huddle app, the Muscatine Community District's YouTube channel, and MPW Channel 2 locally. So check that out. Thank you for everybody for pitching in and making this broadcast possible. And Ben, Friday night football, you're familiar with that all your years of coaching, and an exciting night, your first game of the season. How does it feel to be back up here?
Yeah, just tremendous. I'm very excited to be here and have the opportunity to call the game with you tonight. And, always the excitement of Friday night. And, of course, these early games is hit or miss, but, boy, weather-wise, could not be a better night. Not too hot, just gorgeous out. And so a lot of excitement here in the stadium. You can feel it after the big W last week. And, for me, just fired up to be here.
Fired up to be here. West will receive, when we get to that point, the Mighty Muskie Marching Band firing off the fight song. And when the national anthem hits, we're going to play it live for you and take a pause. But in the meantime, I want to welcome also tonight a special guest, Mark Hansen, the stat doctor, for many years of covering Muskie football with Jim Miller and myself years ago. Doc's up here donating his time for statistics tonight, and that's going to be fun. And, boy, there's some stat stuffers tonight to talk about on both sides. And we're going to start with Iowa City West. Ben, quarterback Jack Wallace, a senior, a 3-year starter, tremendous player, and he's got some college looks. We'll get to some of his stats. We're going to have the national anthem here, folks, so we're going to take a little bit of a timeout for that, and then we'll come back and recap tonight's contest. There it is, a great rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner by the Mighty Muskie Marching Band. And Ben, let's get back to the stats. For tonight's contest for Iowa City West are led by 3-year starter Jack Wallace. Comes in on the season 49 out of 70, 560 yards, 5 touchdowns. And, boy, he's going to be a handful for the Muskie defense tonight.
Yeah, the buzz on early in the year on him is he might be one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the state, if not in the top 3. So very interested to see him throw tonight.
And he's got plenty of weapons to throw to, led by Julian Manson, 14 catches, 231 yards on the season, 4 touchdowns. And Mason Woods, 13 catches, 132 yards, and a score. Also in the backfield, he's got a 1-2 punch of Campbell Janis, 71 yards rushing on the season, And Batali, 32 carries, 164 yards, and 2 scores. So West can punch you with the run and then go over the top with a pass. Going to be a handful for the Muskie defense.
Yeah, always nice as an offensive coach to have all those weapons and all those options. And, you're talking about the 2 stud receivers. They got 2 tight ends out there that look like they're D1 guys. Yeah. Probably, but, just so options all over the field, and that's going to obviously present some difficulties for the Muskies in trying to figure out what, if you take this away, what are you giving up?
Definitely a good-looking team just getting off the bus. There's no doubt about it. Muskies this season led by Gage Curtis, the junior quarterback, 3 out of 12 on the season passing, 70 yards. Muskies, of course, don't throw the ball out with their wing T, but when he needs to, he had a couple of nice connections a week ago, and he's going to be looking at that time for Alec Raker, his main target, 2 catches, 40 yards on the season, 20 yards per pop. Muskies also in the backfield. They're led by Seth Ryland, 35 carries, 260 yards, averaging 7.4 a carry, which is outstanding, and a touchdown. And then Jake Meyer and Gavin Wade. They're almost identical, about 25 and 19 carries, respectively, for 74 and 75 yards. Good change of pace in the backfield. And, Ben, time of possession and grinding out first downs going to be a big key for the Muskies tonight.
For sure. I mean, the easiest way to take care of a high-power, potent offense is not let them have the ball. And the Muskies are designed with their offensive scheme and the personnel they have. If you can put some sustained drives together and bleed that clock out, that's going to help you out tremendously.
Should be a great night of football here, folks. We're getting excited to call this for you. It's U Sports Foundation night, and it's also tonight is Muscatine Community School District Staff Appreciation Night. Also, Cancer Awareness Night. September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Also want to mention some of our tremendous sponsors. And, folks, last week we mentioned 13. Well, that list wasn't long enough because we have 18 sponsors tonight, and we're going to read through these before kickoff tonight. I just want to point out these fine sponsors that make this broadcast possible. Go shop at these stores. Go frequent these businesses because they really, really deserve your support. They support the Muskies, and this is our community. I want to thank Hy-Vee, Unity Point Health, CBI Bank and Trust, Ed Morse Automotive, Bridgestone Bandag, Next Gen Motors, Big Cat Energy, saw Big Cat on the field earlier, Midwest One Bank, Hanson Chiropractic, Community Bank and Trust, Fairway, Members Community Credit Union, Skinny's Barbecue, the Overlook Ballroom, the OB, Toyota of Muscatine, Vision Center PC, Phelps USA, and Family Eye Center. Thank you for sponsoring Muskie football. It means everything to this community. It means everything to be able to bring you this broadcast.
Yeah, and bring it to you at no charge. I mean, and listen, Brian, you and I have been around here long enough to know that there's no surprise here, that Muscatine always turns out for the support of the school and the things the school kids have going on. And so to just see this sponsor list continue to grow so that we can bring this broadcast to everybody out there for no charge is not surprising, but still amazing.
And everybody, everywhere you go, I remember we used to cover a lot of road games over the years, and people always rave about the support Muscatine and the community gave its community back. The Muskies will kick. Eric Romo will kick off for the Muskies. And back for Iowa City West, looks like Julian Manson will be deep, standing on about his own 10-yard line. Beautiful night for football. Come on out, support the Muskies. This is going to be a squib kick. It's on the ground, and it's going to be picked up by Elser. And he's out over the 30, 35, over the 40, and brought down finally there. So West with great field position to start this one. First down right at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, nice little run. Got some blocking there and sets them up in a great – just where you want to start as an offense on the road. Forgot old Iowa City West going back to the picture board here as they just send in their plays on the sideline. Always entertaining.
Jack Wallace will be in the pistol. He's got Batali standing next to him. He's got Elser wide left. Mason Woods looks like he's lined up at tight end. And Chase Bopp in the slot left on first down. Motion man now, and Wallace back to pass, sets his feet, looks over the middle, got a man wide open, and that's Woods. And he breaks a tackle at the 40, 35, down the sideline, 20, 15, 10, 5, and he walks into the end zone. One play, 60 yards and a touchdown. Iowa City West, and boy, you saw the athleticism, the speed, and the power of Mason Woods after a nice completion. He caught the ball at about the Muskie 42-yard line, broke a tackle, and just raced down the sidelines. And just like that, West leads the Muskies 6-0.
Yeah, great catch. Great job exploding into the would-be tackler and getting him off him, and then just to the house. They had multiple guys open there. Going to have to figure something out a little bit on that coverage. Might have been blown.
And now the PAT by Salem. Muskies jump into the neutral zone, and we'll see if West may go for two, and here they are.
This offense will look a little bit familiar to people that have been watching a lot of Muskie football over the years. Obviously, with Coach Garrett Hartwig, who started his career here, I believe, at Muskie. I know he was here. I think he started here, and some other guys that have been around here. It's going to look a lot like maybe some of the Muskie offenses in the past from a few years ago.
Certainly did. So they will go for two now as Wallace gets a snap. He gives to Batali. Now it's an end around. It Zelzer. He runs around the right side. He's going to walk into the end zone. Nice play there, Ben. 8-zip on the two-point conversion. 11:41 to play in the first. You're listening and watching Muskie football. Back at Muscatine Community Stadium, 11:41 to go. Just 19 seconds into this one, and Iowa City West leads the Muskies 8-zip. A 60-yard touchdown pass play from Jack Wallace to Mason Woods, and the two-point conversion is good on an end around to Henry Elser.
Yeah, a little reverse. Don't love that call. You just kind of had athletes who made it work. I don't like running 40 yards for a 1-yard gain, but luckily it worked out for him, I suppose. But a little chicanery there early on.
Ryland Bohr back for the Muskies, and here's the boot by Salem. And it's going to be taken in the end zone. It's going to be a touchback, so it'll be first down and 10 Muskies on their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, nice kick there. No wind at the moment anyway, and so that was all leg.
Special treat at halftime. Jim Miller come up and talk with his nephew, Ben Nitzel, a little bit. It's YSF night here, so Jim will get a couple of minutes of airtime at the half to tell you about his program.
Should be very exciting.
Muskies come out. Ryland in the backfield along with Meyer and Wade. Curtis under center, and this one's going to go to Ryland over the right side. He breaks a tackle. He's going to get out to about the 22 before he's brought down. It'll be second down and 8 Muskies.
And this is no small thing. That handoff went to Ryland. I know he was injured this week, and there was some question as to whether he was going to be able to play. So great job by Nicole Calvert and her training staff, and certainly that young man to get him back into tip-top shape and be out here helping the Muskies.
Nicole does a fantastic job. Mention her often. One of the best trainers in the state. Carango goes wide left for the Muskies on 2nd and 8. Curtis under center. Ryland right behind him. Back to pass. Curtis flares it out, and it's incomplete. And it's right in the hands. Carango couldn't hang on to it. It would have been a gain of about 4 or 5, and that'll bring up 3rd and 8.
I love that call, though, Brian. This is a big Iowa City West team, and you cannot let these guys pin their ears back and just come blasting through. You've got to keep them honest with that pass.
Big 3rd down opportunity for the Muskies here if they can convert. Don't want to dig too big of a hole. Iowa City West, very explosive offensively.
Well, and to our pregame point, you get the downside of the pass is you don't get it incomplete. Now you've stopped the clock, and again, you want to try to put some sustained drives together against a high potent offense that they've got.
Wiseman split left for the Muskies. And there's a handoff for Ryland over the left side. He's going to get a first down, 30, 35, 40, 50, steps on the gas, 40, 35, 30, and ushered out of bounds in West Territory at the 25-yard line. A big run of 52 yards, and the Muskies are in business, 1st and 10 on the Iowa City West, 25.
What a huge play for the Muskies. Great job getting the line open there, and then Ryland did the rest with his speed. I mean, that was a big hole out there. Great job by the O-line. And just what the doctor ordered there. You did not want to be punting that deep in your end zone.
Big play by the Muskie offense, and that got the crowd fired up. Meyer, Wade, and Ryland right behind Curtis. And there's a give this time. It's going to go to Wade, and he's down to about the 21. A nice gain of 4, 2nd and 6. Sawyer Newsom checks into the lineup for the Muskies.
And again, here you go, 2nd in 6 yards, very manageable. This is right where this offense wants to be.
2nd and 6 for the Muskies. Curtis. He gives this one over the right side again to Wade, and Wade's inside the 20 to about the 18, gain of 3, 3rd and 3. Very manageable 3rd down here, Ben.
Absolutely. We talk sometimes about when you're in that wing tee, it's not a great passing offense, and this is kind of a passing era in football in general. But the thing that is so great about it is it's hard to know where the ball is. When we practice defense against wing tee teams, we don't even use a ball most of the time because you've got to have every guy covered because a lot of times you don't know where the ball is. You better hope the defense is in their right gaps if they're going to try to stop it. In this drive, the Muskies have been doing a good job of finding the gaps they've not been in.
Wiseman wide right. 3rd down. There's a give to Ryland over the left side, and he's going to get a first down inside the 15. A nice run down inside the 15. We'll call it a gain of 3, but it will be enough for a first down.
Yeah, great little play there. They had a little bit of the read option. That froze that defensive end who could not collapse that C gap, and that left it open for the first down run.
9:15 and ticking first quarter. If you just joined us, West scored on a 60-yard touchdown pass from Jack Wallace to Mason Woods on their first and only play of the contest so far. The Muskies have responded with a nice drive of their own, 1st down and 10 on the West 15. There's Curtis. He gives us one to Meyer over the right side. Fumble, ball on the ground, and it looks like it's recovered by the Muskies. Good hustle on the play, and I think Ryland jumped on that.
Yeah, I think you're right. Whoever it is, though, they're a little shaken up.
Yeah, Ryland shook up, but a big fumble recovery for the Muskies to keep this drive alive.
Yeah, great heads-up awareness.
Nicole Calvert out there right now. Stay tuned at halftime. Ed Morse Automotive Muscatine presents Kick for Cash. One lucky fan will get a chance at a 40-yard field goal to win $7,500. Ben, can your leg make it from 40?
Brian, I just pulled a hamstring while you were talking about it. Just thinking about it, it blew out on me.
If you're listening or if you're here or both, you can register near the concessionary. Name will be drawn at the end of the first quarter, so you still have time to hustle down there. You have to be 16 years or older. Thanks, Joey Krieger and Ed Morse Automotive, the Muscatine team. So it'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Muskies on the West 13-yard line. 8:47 to play in the first. West leads the Muskies 8-zip.
And this has been a great drive for the Muskies, but, man, how critical if you could get some points on the board here as a response to that opening West salvo. A little double wing a la 2004 PV.
Look at that. Curtis gets it. He gives this one, and this one's going to Wade over the left side. And he's stacked up and brought down at about the 11-yard line, a gain of 2. That'll bring up 3rd and 6. Third down and 6, Muskies from the West 11. 7:50 and ticking first quarter.
Again, I love using the clock here.
Curtis, he's got Gabor in the backfield. And this one's going to be an inside handoff reverse around the right side. Still on his feet inside the 5, near the goal line and down. A great run that time, and it's Meyer down to the 1. A 10-yard gain on 3rd and 6. And the Muskies first and goal.
Yeah, that double handoff puts so much pressure on that backside of the defense. If those guys don't stay home, which I'll tell you haven't played those assumption teams from years ago, you just drill it and drill and drill, and guys still get caught up in that initial handoff, and then you get that guy coming back, and you get those results. Great play, Muskies.
First and goal from the 1-yard line. Curtis with the sneak up the gut, and I don't think he's going to get there. Good surge by the interior West defensive line.
Yeah, I believe they call that a stonewall.
Ball just short of the goal line. He probably gained a foot, but it'll be second and goal, Muskies. Wiseman comes in with a play.
You almost wonder if they won't just go back to the silent count sneak, just tap the center and see if you can get something here. They're so close.
Big number 71 over center for West. He's 6'4", 300. There's a give to Gabor. Right side, touchdown, Muskies. 6:38 to play in the first, and the Muskies get on the board with a 1-yard touchdown run by Sebastian Gabor.
Amazing response by the Muskies there. I mean, we think back to the start of that drive, it's third and 8. Looks like you're probably headed towards a punt. To be able to move that ball down the field, take clock, punctuate it with a touchdown, tremendous response.
Romo on for the PAT attempt. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is good. 6:38 to play in the first. Iowa City West 8, the Muskies 7. You're listening and watching Muskie football. Back at Muscatine Community Stadium, and that's just what the doctor ordered. West quick striking with an 8-zip lead, 19 seconds into this one. But the Muskies go 80 yards in 10 plays, capped off by a 1-yard touchdown run by Sebastian Gabor. Big highlight of that was a Seth Ryland 52-yard run, and the extra point's good. And, Ben, that was a big drive for the offense to burn 5 minutes off the clock and answer with a touchdown.
Oh, absolutely, especially when it could have looked like it was going to be a 45-second drive.
Romo with the kick, and it's going to be taken this time by Woods again. And Woods is out over the 40 to the 42-yard line. And it'll be first down West with another great opening field position for this drive.
Well, and this is what's so hard for the special team coaches. You can see we're clearly going for a squib kick to keep it out of the hands of Manson, but they got so many studs out there, you end up kicking it to a guy you also don't want it to have the ball. So you just can't win for losing on that deal. I'm going to guess they're going to go to the air.
Yeah, Wallace fires out, and he's got Woods in the flat. 45 dances over midfield, and he's going to get a first down. Ball on the ground, but he does recover it, but they do call him down. So it's going to be a 12-yard gain to the Muskie 47-yard line for West.
Well, and you can see Muscatine respecting his speed, real cushion there, just trying to make sure not give up the deep ball.
Wallace and Batali in the backfield. Batali's going to get this one over the right side. He's 45, 40, jumps outside, jump cut, 35-30, look out, 25-20 down the sideline. And that's going to be a touchdown on a 47-yard touchdown run And you're right, Ben. Boy,
I
that
can't
looked
believe
like
they didn't call that crackback. I mean, that is.
Looked like it should have been a flag there on a crackback. That's a 47-yard touchdown run, and the Muskies have a player down.
Well, and that's the guy who got crackbacked. And again, by that we're talking about you got an offensive player who comes in from outside the defender's field of view and puts a hit on him. This would have been on the old in 2005. That would have been on jacked up, and everybody would have been excited. But now, obviously, with all the issues of concussions, this has been a huge point of emphasis, really at all levels, but especially at high school in Iowa. And so, really surprised they didn't make that call there because that looked pretty textbook to what the new rule is.
47-yard TD run by Batali. Well, it looks like they're marching off a flag. I didn't see a flag on the field, but they did throw it, and it is the right call. So it's going to go back to the 29-yard line. That erases the score. And let's just hope Gavin Wade's okay.
Yeah.
Tough kid. And he gets up, but boy.
Well, sometimes people lament some of these things and say, well, it's not as hard-nosed as it was. But this is why you have the rules, because that kid was going to score. There was no need for that block.
Right.
And now you got a guy who may not. You don't want to speculate, but will he come back or not? We don't know. On something that didn't need to happen.
Gavin Wade coming off the field, obvious pain.
Looks like quarters coverage here out of Muscatine.
6:07 to play in the first. 8-7 West. Battalion Wallace in the backfield, twins right. Wallace gets it, gives to Batali over the right side. 30, running hard, 25, and brought down to the turf. Good open field tackle there by the Muskies.
Well, and this is what's so difficult there with their offense is that they got so many good receivers. We're in quarters coverage. You got four guys dropping deep to cover, which means you really only got 7 in the box with no safety to cheat up and help you on that run.
6-yard gain, 2nd and 4. Wallace back to pass, fires out in the flat, and he's got a man that's complete to his tight end. And he's going to get a first down inside the 15, and that's big number 89, Nick Kaler.
Yeah, but great tackle there by number 5, Sebastian Gabor, to come up and wrap up the legs. And like as you said, that's a big boy out there, and you're on an island. You don't make that tackle, he's going to the house.
West first down and 10 on the Muskie 15. They lead 8-7, 5:28 in the first. Wallace back to pass, stands, fires over the middle, complete touchdown. And it's Henry Elser on a nice strike. Boy, this Wallace can throw the football. 5:23 to play in the first, and West leads the Muskies 14-7.
Yeah, I just made it look a little too easy there, didn't he? Just ran down, real simple slant route inside. Too big of a cushion from the Muskie defender. As you said, ball right on where it needed to be. Easy catch and touchdown.
Salem on for the PAT. Good snap, good hold, and the kick. And it is good. 5:23 to play in the first. Iowa City West leads the Muskies 15-7. You're watching Muskie football. Back at Muscatine Community Stadium, Brian Musell, Ben Netzel, and the stat doctor Mark Hansen. And West takes this one 59 yards on the scoring drive in 5 plays, capped off by a 15-yard touchdown pass from Jack Wallace to his fine wide receiver Henry Elser. PAT is good. 15-7 West, 5:23 to play. And boy, there's a big play offense, Ben, as we just looked at. 119 yards for West in 6 plays and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm not sure Muscatine wants to find themselves in a track meet, but at the moment that's where we are. So again, another opportunity here to answer the bell, try to drive the ball down, see if you can get some points, and answer what West was able to do to you on the other end.
Salem will kick off. Rylan Gabor back for the Muskies. He stands, in the end zone where he's going to get it, so it's going to be another touchback. Boy, Salem's got a leg, and it'll be 1st and 10 Muskies on their own 20.
Well, and at the high school level, it's such a blessing. It's so nice when you know, barring bad conditions, you can put that ball with regularity into the end zone and just, you're not worried about the studs they might have back there running the ball back. Your defense can be able to go out onto the 20 and play ball. So what a great weapon for Iowa City West.
Ryland, that's good news. It's good to see Seth Ryland back on the field for the Muskies. Gavin Wade, boy, he was out there. He's jogging back off, so he's okay too after the shot he took. So it's good to see those kids ready to go. Curtis under center, and it's Meyer over the right side. West strings it out. He's going to get a short gain over the 21, maybe the 22. We'll call it a 1-yard gain, actually, the 21. It'll be 2nd and 9 Muskies.
Yeah, Ethan Headings, the junior, came up there from outside in the corner position, made the play.
Beautiful night for football. Muskies slowing the tempo down here. They want to grind the clock, first downs, and cash in. Two totally different styles here. Now the Muskies shift
really
their line.
Minimal adjustment from Iowa City West on that.
There's Ryland over the left side. West stacks it up. He's going to have a short gain. They really flowed to the football well there. It's going to be out to the 23. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7 Muskies. They were here in their last drive, 3rd and 8, and that's when Ryland ripped off a 52-yarder that really was the springboard for their touchdown.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they go with here. If they try to dial up the same thing, put the ball in the air, or maybe a little exotic play too. We never know. Had good success with the double handoff.
Newsom wide left for the Muskies. And there's a give to Ryland. Over the left side, he's going to get another first down. 30, 35, 40. Woods runs him down and knocks him out of bounds over midfield at the 49-yard line. But there's a 28-yard run and a flag at the 42. And we'll see what this one is.
Yeah, it looked like they dialed up the same play there. Got the hole and did a job. And Ryland cannot be used to getting caught from behind. That Woods is tremendous speed. Well, now they've moved it back to the 39.
Spot foul. So it's going to be put back on the 29-yard line. So the Muskies will have a 3rd and 1. It erases a big run, but yet the Muskies in very manageable 3rd down here. 3:53 to go in the first, and it's 15-7 Iowa City West.
Little wing slot here from the Muskies.
Motion man, there's a give to Ryland over the left side. He's going to get a first down over the 30 and out to about the 34. Nice gain of 5, and he's brought down by Manson. 1st and 10 Muskies.
Yeah, just a casual 5-yard pickup there on 3rd and 1. Nice play call. Brought the motion away from where they wanted to run the ball, try to get Iowa City to shift a little bit, and that softened them up for the Ryland run.
West has scored a lot of points, but they've also given up a lot in the first 2 weeks of the season. Muskies having success on the ground here. 1st and 10 Muskies, their own 34. Arceo's down in the backfield. And he's going to get the handoff over the right side. 35, and he's out to about the 37, a gain of 3. Be 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, a swarm of Iowa City West Trojan defenders there up to meet him after the 3-yard gain.
Julian Carango on the field for the Muskies. He'll be split out wide left. So Arceo in the backfield with Ryland. Back to pass. Curtis sets, fires over the middle. It's intercepted at midfield by West. 45, 40, 35. down the sideline, and that's DeWard, and he's going to score touchdown. Iowa City West on a pick six. And just like that, the Muskie drive ends on a fine defensive play, that time by Adrian DeWard.
Yeah, great catch and run. Got some guys on the Trojan side, did a nice job of going right into offensive mode. Got a pancake block out there, kind of led the way to the end zone.
And now Salem on for the extra point. Unofficially, I've got that as a 45-yard return. There's the good snap, good hold, and the kick by Salem is good. 2:20 to play in the first, and it's Iowa City West 22 and the Muskies 7. You're listening and watching Muskie football. Back at Muscatine Community Stadium, Brian Musell, Ben Nitzel, and the stat doctor Mark Hansen. And the Muskies, on their second drive of the night, started out promising there. Then there was a pick six across the middle, and unofficially we've got Adrian DeWard picking it off and running back 45 yards for the score. The PAT was good. 2:20 to go in the first quarter, and it's 22-7 Iowa City West. And the stat doctor brought something up here. He said, how many? A minute 22, Doc? Minute 20 in total time of possession so far for West, and they've got 22 points on the board. Pretty athletic group out here, Ben.
Yeah, for sure. And what a dagger. That was really shaping up to be a great answer drive from the Muskies. A couple big pickups on 3rd and long, and just really was getting excited about what we were seeing there. And then the pick and the great return by Iowa City. It's a tough one.
Salem's kick, and Rylan Gabor takes this one in the end zone again. It's a 3rd straight touchback. And the Muskies will take over for the 3rd drive on their own 20-yard line.
You see here, I would expect Iowa City West to pin the ears back a little bit. You assume Muscatine's going to be a little gun-shy. They're not a big passing offense anyway, so then you give up the pick six, and a lot of times the coach just feels like he's got to X that off his play sheet for a while. You'll notice Iowa City doing a lot of adjustment to what our formation is. All their guys are in the middle, and they're breaking out to their sides once they see where our kids are at.
Meyer in motion, and he's going to get the toss over the right side. West strings this one out. Number 1 on the play, Ethan Headings.
Yeah, and that's the one downside there sometimes when you run that wing is that corner's just sitting there at about 8 yards, and he's been told you get that ball outside the tackle, and you just come firing up, and you're on a free release because you just don't have enough bodies to block him. Great play by Iowa City West. There's not a lot Muscatine could do once he got out in that space with great open field tackle.
1 yard loss on the play, 2nd 11 Muskies. Sebastian Gabor now, the up man in the wing, and he's going to give this one. This is going to go over the right side. This is going to be Gavin Wade, and he's out over the 20 to the 22, a gain of 3. It'll be 3rd and 8 Muskies.
Well, we'll see. I mean, the money play here on 3rd and long so far, we've done it twice, and the tendency is we're going to run off tackle to the left side C gap. Yeah. I would think they'd mix it up a little bit here, but we'll see. If it ain't broke, I suppose.
Had a lot of success with that.
Of course, Iowa City West is going to know that too, and we'll see if they try to bring some kind of stunt or movement into that gap and get something different going.
Wade to the left, Meyer to the right. Gabor right behind Curtis. He's going to get the handoff over the left side. Same play, first down, 30, 35, 40, and out to the 45. Ben, a 23-yard run for Sebastian Gabor and a first on Muskies.
Well, when they needed it the most. And let's give credit to where credit's due out there. Just a tremendous job by the line down there, getting blocks and opening up that gap.
Call it gain of 22 to the 44. First and 10 Muskies. There's an answer for you on 3rd and long. Clock's at 54 seconds and ticking in the first.
Yeah, that was just a great job there. Owen King and Cash Hodgins just doing a great job opening up that space for the Muskies.
Curtis gets a handoff. He's going to give it to Ryland over the left side. He bounces it, but he's brought down. Another play. Headings on the play. Gets him for no gain at the 44. 6'2", 185, and a junior coming up from his safety spot. 2nd and 10 Muskies. Could be the last play of the quarter. They don't have to run a play here.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if they do.
They break the huddle. And it looks like they're not going to run a play. We played 1 quarter at Muscatine, and it's Iowa City West leading the Muskies 22-7. We're going to take a timeout. You're listening and watching Muskie football. Back at Muscatine High School, Brian Musell, Jim Miller. That was a joke. Ben Ditzel and the stat doctor, Mark Hansen. And I want to thank some of our fine sponsors. West leads the Muskies here 22-7. Skinny's Barbecue proudly sponsors Muskie football. See Skinny's for the #1 pulled pork sandwich in the state of Iowa. And they're fantastic. And all of your barbecue faves. Go Muskies from Skinny's Barbecue. Next Gen Motors is a proud sponsor of the Muskies. From sales to service, we serve our community from one generation to the next. The Overlook Ballroom in downtown Muscatine is proud supporter of Muskie football. The OB is the premier spot for wedding receptions, company parties, family reunions, and more. Go Muskies. Muskies 1st and 10 or 2nd and 10 from their own 44-yard line as we begin quarter number 2.
Well, to be fair, Brian, I've also not attended Notre Dame.
There's Gabor over the right side, and he's going to get to the 46, a gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and 8, and neither is he, Ben.
Well, that's my point. Do you know how to tell if someone's been attended Notre Dame as a student, Brian?
How's that?
You don't have to worry about it. They'll tell you.
That's beautiful. Beautiful. Well, I think Rudy was seen wearing a Northern Illinois jacket over the weekend. 3rd down and 8 Muskies from their own 46-yard line. 3rd play of the 2nd quarter. Big opportunity for the Muskie offense to keep the chains moving. There's Gabor getting the handoff over the right side. He's going to do it. Midfield, 45-40. Steps on the gas, 30. Inside the 25. And down to the 21.
Oh, what a great block, too, by Gavin Wade out in open space. Took on that strong safety, and that really sprung him. Great job.
Sebastian Gabor with a 33-yard jaunt over the right side. 1st and 10 Muskies on the west, 21-yard line. Toyota Muscatine, a longtime sponsor and supporter of Muskie Athletics. Our services are a one-stop shop that handles new and pre-owned vehicle purchases, along with certified mechanics in our service department and an award-winning body shop, all in one location. There's the Muskies, and there's a give this time straight up the gut. Nowhere to go, and that's Gabor again. He's going to gain a couple. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Again, put that ball forward, get some yards, keep that clock moving.
2nd and 8 Muskies from the west, 19. Bridgestone Bandag Muskie football is proudly supported by Bridgestone Band-Aid. Bridgestone Band-Aid wishes the Muskies all the best this season. Go Muskies. 2nd and 8 Muskies from the West 19-yard line. Gabor gets a handoff straight up the gut. He's down to the 15 and inside the 15 to the 14. And that'll bring up 3rd down and short. 3rd and 3. $9:50 and ticking here in the first half.
Muskies going the opposite end of the spectrum there and running their plays in.
Very deliberate, which is their game plan. They want to grind you out. Meyer, Wade, and Gabor in the backfield. This one's going to go to Wade, and he's swallowed up. He's going to lose yardage. Back to the 16, and that'll bring up 4th and 5 from the 16. And we'll see what the Muskie staff does with this.
Yeah, the senior Ben Murilli came in pretty much unchecked and just blew that play up. What do we got, 4th and 5?
4th down and 5 from the 16-yard line.
I think you got to go here. It looks like they're going to. I mean, you're in a track meet.
Going to burn the clock. It looks like they're going to
take a
timeout.
timeout. Smart. Run that thing all the way down to 1 second.
Muskie football is proudly supported by Community Bank and Trust, where we put people first. Muskie football is proudly supported by Hanson Chiropractic. See Dr. Jeff Hanson at 515 Cedar Street in Muscatine, 563-264-1611. Go Muskies. Muskie football is proudly supported by Midwest One Bank. Midwest One Bank taking care of our customers and those who should be. Your Muscatine Fairway store is proud to support Muskie football. See us for the best meat department in town and go Muskies. Muskie football is proudly supported by Unity Point Health, Trinity Muscatine. Trinity Muscatine has the home team's back, keeping our players and fans healthy from kickoff to the final whistle. The Members Community Credit Union Lending Hub, 2 doors down from MHS with all of your home, vehicle, and personal loan needs. Go Muskies. Vision Center PC is a proud Muskie supporter. Avoid questionable calls by having an annual eye exam at Vision Center PC. Go Muskies. Muskies are going to attempt a field goal here. As Romo's out there, it'll be unofficially, it looks like about a 33-yarder to spot at the 23. Got a little bit of a breeze behind his back. Low snap, but a good hold. The kick on the way. And it is good. A nice kick for the Muskies. Eric Romo with 8:36 to play in the first half, and that makes the score 22-10, Iowa City West. You're listening and watching Muskie football. Back at Muscatine Community Stadium, Brian Musell, Ben Nitzel, and the stat Dr. Mark Hansen. The Muskies go 64 yards, 10 plays, cap it off with a 33-yard field goal by Eric Romo. A nice kick there. Great hold by the Muskies, and the score has been cut to 12. The lead has been cut to 12, 22-10, with 8:36 to play in the half, and there's the kickoff, and it's a squibber. Manson missed it, and it's going to roll into the end zone. It's going to be a touchback. So West, for the first time, will not get the ball beyond their own 40 to start a possession, and they're going to start in their own 20.
Well, just to call back to that, it's not going to go in the stats anywhere, but what a play by Gage Curtis on that hold. I mean, you know, you don't have a lot of time, and there's a lot of pressure when that ball doesn't come to your hands to pick that thing off the turf, get the nice hold, get the laces out, Dan, and allow for a great kick. Big-time play that'll, go unnoticed, but not by fans of the game.
Wallace back to pass, fires it out. He's got Woods in the flat. He's at the 25, 30, 35. Look out. Steps on the gas, 50, 40. He's gone. It's going to be an 80-yard touchdown pass. And this kid is talented. Mason Woods, 6'2", 220, and a senior. And Wallace put it on the numbers. He really didn't break a tackle. He just stepped on the gas and outran everybody. One play, 80 yards, 8:19 to play in the first half. And it's Iowa City West, 28, and the Muskies 10.
No, and somewhere John Each is feeling an itch, but he doesn't know why. But classic rocket screen there. Get the ball out, get your guys out wide, let your talented wide receiver do the rest. And, boy, can that kid deliver.
Going to look good in a Hawkeye uniform. Salem for the PAT. There's the snap, the hold, and the kick, and it's good. 8:19 to play in the first half, and it's West 29 and the Muskies 10. You're listening and watching Muskie football. Back at Muscatine Community Stadium, Brian Musell, Ben Nitzel, and Mark Hansen, and that was a one-play, 80-yard drive, a touchdown pass from Jack Wallace to Mason Woods. It took 17 seconds off the clock. PAT good by Salem, and it's 29-10, Iowa City West.
Yeah, not a lot you can say there. I mean, that's just a kid getting the ball in space and being a tremendous athlete and making a cut, getting a couple blocks, and just really doing the rest with his speed and athleticism.
Woods has a 60-yard touchdown reception and 80-yard touchdown reception. That's the third touchdown pass of the first half by Jack Wallace. He had a 15-yarder also to Elzer. Their other touchdown was a 47-yard TD. Well, no, that one
It was
went
a
away.
pick
Sorry.
six.
It was a pick six by Dewar. I had to scratch this other one off that was called back. There's Salem with a little pop-up kick, and it's going to be taken. Good catch by the Muskies. Carango caught that over his shoulder at the 33-yard line.
Yeah, interesting decision there. I don't know if they thought they maybe caught Muscatine sleeping or they're just fearful about letting us run the ball back a little bit. I'm not sure.
Going into the wind this direction, I know he'd put the last three into the end zone. So it'll be first down Muskies on their own 34-yard line. And they really need to answer with some points here.
I don't think this was a loose, 37 yards on your kick win, though, out there. So I don't know what he's got going on.
Fair point. Muskies break the huddle. Ryland, Meyer, and Wade in the backfield with Curtis. Curtis gets a snap. He's going to give this one to Meyer over the right side, and he's stacked up. Maybe gain a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9. As a family-owned business, Phelps USA is proud to be on your team, providing reliable uniform, facility services, and custom image wear to keep our local businesses in the game and performing at their best. Go Muskies! Just like the Muskie players trust each other on the field, you can trust Family Eye Centers, doctors, and staff to provide you with the very best eye care. With offices in Muscatine, Wilton, and Durant, Family Eye says go Muskies. 2nd and 9, and there's a give over the left side, and this one's going to be Wade, and he's out of bounds near the 40, and a nice gain of about 5, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 4 Muskies.
Yeah, so interesting formation there from Muskie. They went unbalanced to the offensive right there, so they had 2 tackles and then a tight end out wide, which meant there was less guys there, but they brought the backs back to the left side and just tried to overpower them that way. That's 158 yards on the ground for Muscatine there after that run.
Now we've got a timeout on the field by the official. Want to mention here, too, shout out and thank you to the MHS Muskie Booster Club. They donated $90,000 to MHS athletics and activities and are the folks you'll see working concessions at all MHS events. To volunteer, email muskieboosterclub@gmail.com. You want to get involved, folks, there's nothing better to do than be a booster. member or volunteer. They much appreciate it. And that money goes to all kinds of clubs and organizations throughout the school. 3rd down and 4 Muskies, their own 40.
Same formation.
Curtis gives us one, and there's straight up the gut, and he's going to be just short of the 1st down, and this one's Wade. He's going to be right at the sticks. Maybe he does have it, Ben. I might have missed it. It looks like he's got it.
He's calling the chains to move.
Good, tough run by Gavin Wade in the 1st down at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, again, you kind of force Iowa City West to overcommit to that offensive right side and then bring that thing right up the A gap where they've got less guys now because they got to respect the overload.
7 minutes and ticking, first half, 29-10 West. Muskies 1st and 10 on their own 44. Curtis gets a snap over the left side, and it's Wade again. And he's stacked up by Manson, and he's going to be brought down after a gain of a yard to the 45, 2nd and 9 Muskies.
Yeah, that's the 3rd straight down where we've run that same formation. I think Iowa City's getting a little aware and just kind of pinned their ears back and said, we're going. Because, again, the problem then with that overload is you got one less receiver. So now you can put another defensive guy. If you figure out what they're in, you can bring another guy up in the box to play run support because you don't have to cover that covered-up tackle.
2nd and 9 Muskies, their own 45. Wade now wing right. Meyer and Gabor in the back. Gabor gets it over midfield and a good run down to the 48-yard line in West territory. It'll bring up 3rd down and 2. Sebastian Gabor bringing some juice to the backfield tonight. Did not play last week.
Well, and, maybe it's just because Iowa City West has so many gigantic kids. He doesn't look like a big kid from way up here, but, man, he is running with some real grit and some real power out there. Very impressive.
5'9", 170. 3rd down and 2 for the Muskies. Big play here.
Oh.
There's a Curtis rolling to his right, and that looked like maybe a muff play. That should be a flag.
Yeah, you sure would think so.
He was down on the ground, took a hit way back at the 45-yard line, so he's going to lose 7. And that'll bring up 4th down and 9, and the Muskies probably going to have to punt this one away.
Yeah, I was going to say, to me, this was a must-go situation, but not after you cough up 7 that way, and that's a tough one. And again, when you don't throw the ball a lot, your quarterback's just not used to saying, hey, it's not here, let's launch it over somebody's head or one-hop it to them.
Looked like a little miscommunication in the backfield there, Ben.
Yeah.
Curtis will probably drop back in punt formation, and he does. As he is the Muskie punter. Elzer is back, and there's the kick, and it's blocked.
Uh-oh.
Ball on the ground, picked up by number 32 for West down the sideline, and he's going to score on a blocked punt. And number 32.
Jackson Law right there for the junior defensive lineman.
Jackson Law with the punt block for a touchdown. And just like that, Iowa City West goes on top 35-10 with 4:41 left here in the first half.
Well, and they kind of use the rugby-style punt there, right, where you take off running and you go to kick it. I like that kind of punt. It's a little bit tough when you do the run back there because you're not starting at the normal 14 yards, and so you've got those guys a little bit closer. It smells like circus peanuts in here all of a sudden. I don't know. Weird.
Salem on for the PAT. The kick is up, and it is good. 4:41 to play in the half. West 36 and the Muskies 10. We're going to take a timeout. You're listening and watching Muskie football. Back at Muscatine Community Stadium. Brian Musell, Ben Nitzel, the Stack Stat Doctor Mark Hansen, 4:41 to play here in the first half. It's Iowa City West. 36 in the Muskies, 10. That touchdown was a punt block, and it was picked up and scoop and score by Jackson Law. We've got it unofficially as a 34-yard touchdown return, and Salem will kick off, and the Muskies have Gabor standing back near his goal line. Beautiful night for football. A lot of fans out here tonight. We had the little youth Palm group. We had YSF with their youth football players being recognized tonight. Salem with the kick. Gabor's going to take this one right at the goal line. He runs to his left. He's at the 10, 15. And West strings it out and gets him to the ground before the 20 at about the 18. And the Muskies will take over there, 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line. Special guest at halftime, Jim Miller. Ben remembers the days when he's a young man sitting on his dad Nick's lap watching Jim out there battle for the Muskies.
It was really inspiring. We also went to some football games sometimes.
Timeout Muskies. 4:34 left. We're going to take a timeout. You're listening and watching Muskie football. Back at Muscatine Community Stadium, Muskies with one timeout left, West with all three. And it'll be 1st and 10 Muskies on their own 18-yard line. West leads 36-10. Very talented football team. Wade, Meyer, and Ryland in the backfield. Ryland right behind Curtis. And this one's going to be Wade on the right side, and he's going to get out to about the 19-yard line, a gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
Well, and Iowa City West has done a nice job all night of anything going outside the tackles. They've been really successful against it. You think Muscatine's going to just have to kind of work in between those two big tackles they got. You know, Brian, it just feels like this. I know there's 4 minutes left, and we're not exactly a high explosive offense. It just feels like you really need to get some points here if at all possible in this drive.
Yeah, a long drive with ending in points would be a big deal going into halftime for the Muskies. Curtis under center barks out the signal. He's going to give this one to Wade over the left side. Actually, Meyer, and he's out over the 20 to the 21, gain of 2. It'll be 3rd down and 7.
Well, at the risk of giving a jinx, a little shout out to Jack Harfs, the center, has done a tremendous job snapping the ball. It's not easy. You know, not a lot of teams go under center anymore. When you're under center and those big defensive linemen are just, you're trying to snap the ball, be successful with it, and those big defensive linemen are smashing you before you can even get both your hands up. That's a hard job, and he's done a tremendous job tonight.
3rd down, and we'll call it a long 6. Curtis back to pass, flares it out in the flat. Got a man, it's complete, and it's going to be a 1st down out near the 30-yard line. A nice pitch and catch to Jake Meyer and a 1st down Muskies.
Yeah, great job catching the ball in the flat and then getting his hips swiveled and turned up field. Despite the contact, being able to keep his feet long enough to get past that first line marker. Huge 1st down for Muscatine here.
Gain of 7 on 3rd and 6, and the Muskies move the chains, and that was a huge 1st down. Newsom split to the left for the Muskies. And there's a give this time to Wade. Wade over the left side. He's out over the 30 to about the 32-yard line. Gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
You know, and honestly, Brian, you talk about, you know, we could see the talent of the Iowa City West offensively, but on Muskie offense, it's had a nice night. I mean, obviously, we had an opportune couple plays there. The pick six hurt, and obviously the pump block. But beyond that, they've moved the ball. They've gotten up and down the field. When they've needed big third downs, they've had conversions.
Curtis under center, 2nd and 7. Clock ticking near 2 minutes to go in the half. There's a give to Ryland over the left side. He cuts it back over the 35, over the 40, and he's going to get a first down. A nice run by Seth Ryland for the Muskies. We're going to call it a gain of 8, 1st and 10.
Nice job cutting against the grain there from left to right. A little bit over pursuit by the linebackers, and Ryland was able to make them pay.
150. Ben, with this offense, I know it's a grind-out offense, but at what point do you start mixing up a little bit to pick up some tempo?
Well, you had the one pass there in the first set of downs, and I think at some point, though, you're right, you got to air it out a little bit. Probably still a little nervous about earlier results, though.
Curtis, he's going to give this one inside. Actually,
there it is. There's the boot.
It. He looks. Fake me out. He's over the 40 and out near midfield. A nice play. First time we've seen that tonight.
Yeah, great little play-action fake. Brought the boot to the same side, and I don't know if he was ever even thinking about passing. He kind of got that ball down, used his athleticism to get out there, and not only the decent gain, but gets out of bounds, stops the clock.
Gain of 5, 2nd and 5 Muskies.
Must have stepped out a little earlier. I thought he had more yards than that.
Yeah. At the 46.
Yeah, it's the time for you got an exotic. This might be the time. 2nd, manageable.
Ryland Gabor wide left for the Muskies. And there's a give this time, and it's going to be Wade over the right side. And he's out near midfield, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 1. Clock at 1:10 and ticking, and the Muskies with just one timeout left.
And that was about as exotic as a squirrel. So I don't know if we've got something here, but to your point, I mean, this is very – you want to get the first down, but then you're going to be at a minute and about have half the field to go. Well, it looks like they're about at, what, almost call that the 51, would you, Brian?
Wow, that's beautiful humor there. I love that. 3rd down and 1. And there's a give to Meyer over the right side. He's going to get a first down.
Get out of bounds.
Gets out of bounds inside the 45. And they're going to mark it at the 43. A gain of 7, 1st and 10 Muskies.
Again, this is great. This is great job picking up the first down. But to your point, now we're at 37 seconds. Okay, you got almost half a football field to go. So what do you have? Muscatine looks like with one timeout.
One timeout, 37 seconds to go. They trail 36-10. Romo has 1 field goal tonight from 33 yards going this direction. Meyer and Ryland in the backfield. And there's a play action. Curtis rolls to his left, fires, got a man. It's Gabord. It's complete.
At about clock's going to keep ticking, though. He didn't get to the sticks.
34-yard line.
Hurry.
Going to gain 9. It'll be 2nd and 1. Muskies are going to clock this one. Curtis runs up, and he spikes it. And now it'll be 3rd down and 1 with 18.7 seconds to play in the half.
Yeah, and that's a great catch there. It's just a little inexperienced. If you'd run just a little bit deeper route and come back, you really – in high school, you get that clock stop if you get the first down. So you just really got to make sure you run that route and that comeback, and where you catch it, you're still past the sticks so that you can get that clock stop and save those precious seconds.
3rd and 1 Muskies from the West 34-yard line.
And here you hope that maybe they have a second play. So you could run it here, try to pick up that first down, and then get right into your second play while they're spotting the ball.
Ryland and Meyer behind Curtis. It's going to go to Ryland over the right side. He's going to get a first down at about the 31. He'll gain 3, and that stops the clock.
You can spike it here, too. You can spike it because you're never going to use your 4 downs. So just get set up and spike this ball as soon as they put it in play, and then you can save your timeout.
They're going to call the timeout They're going to run the clock.
What are we doing? Okay.
And now they call a timeout with 7.6 seconds. And that is the last timeout on first down from the 31. This would be a 48-yard field goal attempt. Or maybe just looking at a Hail Mary.
Yeah, but interesting to see what they decide to do. I mean, for me, 26 and 23 doesn't feel very different, especially against this high-powered offense. I just feel like, if you had no points on the board, I'd say let's get some points on the board because sometimes getting off the schneid is what you need to do. But here you've already got 10. I think you got to try and put something downfield and see if you can make something happen because this is like a 100-yard dash track race, and they're already halfway down the course. So you got to get going.
Folks, at the half, we're going to recap the stats. A lot of big plays by West and the Muskies in the first half. Jim Miller going to stop by for a couple of minutes and talk about his great Youth Sports Foundation program that's been around since the 90s. So Jim can give you a recap, and it's been great throughout eastern Iowa, throughout the whole state of Iowa, actually, and dipped into a couple of other states. It's going to be second down and 10 Muskies from the 31-yard line, actually first and 10. 7.6 seconds to play in the half. Curtis back to pass, sets. Going to take a shot to the Gabord. It's incomplete inside the 10 with 2.8 seconds. I like the play call there.
Absolutely. I think that's smart. It's to the sideline. Not a lot of danger from you even if you don't get it. I think you got to go back here. I think you got to take another shot.
And now Romo's going to come on to attempt a field goal, it looks like.
Yep.
Also at the half, $7,500 opportunity if somebody can kick a 40-yard field goal, sponsored by Ed Morse. That'll be on the field. The Mighty Muskie Marching Band also, as always, great show at the half, and we're going to let you watch a lot of that after the first half recap. Romo, close to the right hash, good snap, good hold, kick, good leg, on its way. And it is good. Eric Romo from 48 yards. Big leg there. We played a half. It's Iowa City West 36 and the Muskies 13. We're going to step away for a couple of minutes, and we'll be right back. You're listening and watching Muskie Football. Back at Muscatine Community Stadium, and we're at halftime. Iowa City West leads the Muscatine Muskies 36-13, and West is as good as advertised offensively with some of the athletes they have. Came into this one, first kickoff of the game, they returned it to the 40-yard line. First play was a 60-yard touchdown pass from Jack Wallace to Mason Woods. Muskies responded with a drive of their own. Actually, I want to recap that. There was a 2-point conversion try, so they led the Muskies 8-zip, 11:41 to go in the first quarter. The Muskies responded, going 80 yards in 10 plays, capped off by a Sebastian Gabor 1-yard touchdown run. The PAT was good. Big play in that drive. Seth Ryland, a 52-yard run on 3rd and 8. 6:38 to play in the quarter, and it was 8-7 West leading the Muskies. West came back with another drive of their own, 5 plays, 59 yards, capped off by a 15-yard touchdown pass from Jack Wallace to Henry Elser, and they led 15-7 after the PAT. 5:23 to play in the first. West sent on a pick six from a fine defensive back to Ward. Went 45 yards, PAT good. 2:20 to go in the first. They led the Muskies 22-7. That was their scoring in the first quarter. The Muskies responded on a drive of their own, 10 plays, 64 yards, capped off by an Eric Romo 33-yard field goal. 8:36 to play in a half, and the Muskies trailed 22-10. West then got the football back on a touchback into the end zone. One play, 80-yard drive, and it was a touchdown pass from Jack Wallace to Mason Woods just in the flat. He outran everybody to the end zone, 29-10 West, 8:19 to play in the half. Then the Muskies had a drive going of their own. They got thrown back on a third and short, had to punt, and the punt was blocked and returned by Law, a fine junior, 34 yards on a touchdown run after the punt block. PAT good, 36-10 West with 4:41 to go in the half. The Muskies took it from there, drove from their own 18, got in field goal position to run the half out, and Eric Romo kicked a 48-yarder. That's a big-time field goal kick for Romo at the gun of the half. And here we are at the half, and it is Muscatine trailing Iowa City West 36-13. Couple of the stat leaders at the half for the Muskies. Seth Ryland, 10 rushes for 86 yards. Sebastian Gabor running the ball hard, too, for the Muskies. 7 carries, 72 yards. Curtis, 2 for 4 throwing, 16 yards and a pick. Mason Woods, big night for him. 3 catches, 152 yards and 2 touchdowns. Batelli with 53 yards rushing. Jack Wallace with 3 touchdown passes. And we'll get to his yardage here in a minute. The stat doctor's still going through all of that stuff, and we'll touch base on what type of numbers Wallace has, but he's got some big passing numbers here in the first half. So I'm going to take a short break, and Ben Nitzel is going to have the pleasure of interviewing his uncle Jimmy Miller here at the half. You're listening and watching Muskie Football.
Welcome back to Muskie football here on the Muskie official school channel. We welcome back to the broadcast booth after a long time Youth Sports Foundation Director and Grand Poobah Jim Miller. Jim, welcome back.
Thanks, Ben. It's a pleasure to be here.
Sounds like it. Tell us a little bit about, you got this tremendous organization that's been in operations. What year did you guys start? Brian was saying in the mid-90s.
So, yeah, we started in 1996. We had 3 teams, and we've grown ever since. So.
Yeah, and it really, seriously, a tremendous program. Tell us a little bit about what's kind of the driving force or sort of the mentality, the mission statement behind Youth Sports Foundation.
So the mission statement is about getting kids active and an opportunity. That's the main key behind our whole organization is we want kids to have an opportunity to play sports. In this case, our biggest sport is, football. A lot of rural communities don't have park and recs. They don't have YMCAs. They don't have the money or the venue to put on a youth tackle football program, and that's where we come in. So.
Yeah, excellent. Well, and sometimes too, it's also just finding other teams and getting organized with other communities, right?
Right.
Even if you can get the kids to do your team, what are you going to go from there?
Yep.
So obviously, in the '90s, you started off as you said 3 teams. Football teams there was no real football options for kids until they got to 7th grade back then. I know that sort of came after my time, and I was jealous, but super happy for those kids. They had it. You've obviously expanded quite a bit. To a lot more sports, a lot more programs. What are some of the other programs and things you guys are running now?
We do girls volleyball. We do our track and field program in the spring is it's a co-ed. It's fabulous. I mean, it's growing every year. It's very popular. We do cheerleading. We have badminton, which I know Brian, your partner, teases us about, but we do get a lot of kids that do badminton. We're currently trying to get lacrosse started. And in the spring, we're going to be doing, hopefully, 7th, 8th grade girls flag football and passing league.
Yeah, I know I got a daughter that's very fired up and is hopeful that'll come. So a lot of different programs, a lot of options. One thing I noticed, too, about you guys is the level of coaching that you're able to put on the field often is. I know with the track and field, you've got Chris Foxton, who's a longtime varsity coach of cross country, but also has been involved in high school track programs. Looking out on the football field there, I saw Dwayne Williams, who was on the Muskie sideline just last year. Really great coaching and opportunities for people to get involved. So that's pretty awesome. If somebody's interested in getting their kids signed up, first of all, what's the youngest age a kid can get signed up for YSF?
So we do 1st and 2nd grade co-ed flag football. That's our youngest sport. After that, you have to be in fifth grade.
Fifth kind of kicks off.
Yeah, 5th grade for our cheerleading. Our tackle programs is 3rd and 4th. But our track and field is just 5th and 6th grade.
Volleyball, I know, is 5th and 6th.
Yeah.
Okay. So if people are interested in this, their kids are getting to that age and they want them to start getting involved, where do they go to find out information?
Yeah, so they can go to our website, youthsportsfoundation.org. They can call our office, 563-288-2541. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on all that good stuff. But, yeah, I mean, check us out. It's amazing, Ben. The years that we've been doing this, we have people that say, oh, we didn't even know you were around.
Yeah.
So it's like, I guess unless you have a kid,
yeah,
you may not know about us.
No, for sure. And so those are all great avenues. You could stop out at the office. I assume I could come to the Y between 11 and 1 and get my kids signed.
Wide left. And there's a give over the left side, and this one's going to be Wade, and he's hit the hole. Going to gain about a yard to the 21. It'll be 2nd and 9 Muskies. Second and 9 Muskies on their own 21. Just underway here in the second half. Iowa City West 36 and the Muskies 13. Curtis under center. And he's going to give inside to Ryland. Ryland stacked up as Manson was waiting for him. Going to be a short gain of 1, 3rd and 8.
Yeah, the Iowa City West sniffed that play out from the get-go.
Ben, relatively clean game from a flag perspective. Both teams pretty well disciplined. I mean, there's not a lot of pre-snap flags or anything like that.
No, we had a neutral zone infraction from the Muskies, which ended up costing them an extra point. And you had Iowa City get a touchdown taken off the board on a crackback block that they ended up getting it either way. But you're right; it's been very clean. You know, you're starting to get into the real meat of the season, and as a coach, you're hoping to really get away and clean up those penalties. And both sides have done a good job of that tonight. 3rd
down and 8. Gabor split left for the Muskies. Curtis is going to give this one over the left side, and this is going to be Wade, and he spun down over the 25 to the 28, 4th and 2 for the Muskies. Do you dare here, Ben?
I mean, I think conventional wisdom would say, no, you punt this ball. On the other hand, they're so good at scoring from anywhere. What does it matter if they're on the 30 or you punt it down to the other? Take your shot, right? I don't know.
Take your shot.
I assume we'll see Muskies come out in a formation and probably go back to a punt here. But if you do that, we got to just get rid of the ball a little bit sooner.
Hope you're enjoying this broadcast. And now Curtis steps back. He will kick this one away. And there's the punt. Elser chases it down.
Great punt.
Good bounce, and it's going to be out of bounds. Good roll for the Muskies down at the 33-yard line. So a good kick. 39 yards, no return.
Yeah, reminded me a lot of myself there. Not pretty, but effective.
First and 10, Trojans, their own 33-yard line. 9:52 to play in the third, and they lead the Muskies 36-13. They've got Woods split left.
Yep, trips to the top there, the offensive right.
And now Wallace gets it back to pass, sets his feet, fires over there, wide open. It's Manson. Manson at the 45. He cuts back. He's at the 40 and down inside the 40 to the 37-yard line. And just like that, a gain of 30 on first down.
Yeah, and that's tough when a lot of times when they're in trips, we're going to go to cover 3, and they end up running 4 verticals there, and just didn't have enough bodies deep in the secondary.
Trips right, Woods left on first down. Good tempo there, and there's a handoff inside. Big hole over the 30, inside the 30 to the 25 and the 24, and that's a tailback, number 34, Campbell Janis. A nice run by him, and it's a first down Trojans at the Muskie 24, and they're right on the ball again. Wallace back to pass, throws it in the flat to Manson. He's down inside the 15. Actually may have stepped out before the 15. They're going to spot this one at the 16-yard line. So a gain of 8, 2nd and 2 Trojans.
Sebastian Gabor, number 5, came up, made the tackle there on the Trojan player.
Wallace has the best shoes on the field tonight. I'll give him that. Those green shoes look pretty slick there. Wallace, hand off this one. This is going to be Janis again. He spins inside. He's going to get a first down at the 11-yard line, a gain of 5, 1st and 10 Iowa City West.
Yeah, he kept his center of gravity low, kept his feet chugging, and was able to pick up that first down.
Muskie's playing hard inside. King and Hodges, Raker, Franklin, those guys up front are giving it their all. Wallace flares it out in the flat. Manson has it. He dances down near the 5. So Manson didn't get it in the first half. He's getting it now. And, boy, they've got a dual threat there between Manson and Woods.
Yeah, very impressive.
2nd down 5 from the Muskie 6-yard line. Wallace. This one goes inside again to Janis. Janis brought down a great tackle. And he did go to the turf. He got up like he didn't, but a good play inside for the Muskies, and that's Andy Frankie.
Yeah, nice. He's really done a nice job. They've been switching him a little bit on offense, too, and running the ball to his way, as you can imagine. Don't like how far off we're playing on these receivers here. Slants wide open if they want it.
Janis gets it again straight at the gut. There's a push up front by the West offensive line, and he's going to be close to a first down at the 1 or inside the 1. Little power football by the Trojans. 8 minutes and 9 seconds to go in the third. And it's first and goal now, Iowa City West on the Muskie 1-yard line.
You can see how much space we're giving them there. I just want to get guys up on them.
Wallace with the sneak this time. He fights his way to the end zone. Touchdown, Iowa City West. 7:57 to play in the third, and they lead the Muskies 42-13. Wallace with his first rushing touchdown of the day to go along with 3 passing touchdowns.
And Muscatine didn't give them much there, but they didn't need much, unfortunately.
Salem on for the extra point. Good snap, good hold, and the kick, and now we got a flag, and it's going to be an offside on the Muskies. When this happened in the first quarter, the first drive of the game, they went for 2.
I think here you'll probably see them still kick it.
They're going to kick it, leave it right where it was. Snap, hold, kick is good. 7:57 to play in the third. It's Iowa City West 43 and the Muskies 13. We're stepping away for a minute. You're listening and watching Muskie football. Back in Muscatine Community Stadium, Brian Musell, Ben Nitzel, and the stat doctor Mark Hansen. Iowa City West, first drive of the second half. They go 67 yards in 7 plays, capped off by a Jack Wallace 1-yard touchdown. And Mason Woods caught 1 ball, the opening play of that drive, and then Julian Manson with 3 nice catches and runs to get the ball down the field as Vince Lombardi, or actually it was Hank Stram, right, articulating the ball down the field. And Iowa City West really taking charge of this one. 43-13 over the Muskies, 7:57 to go in the third.
Yeah, that was a quick, but big drive by Iowa City. Come down, and, we always talk about you come out of halftime, that first 5 to 7 minutes is so important. If you're up big, you want to kind of continue to establish dominance. If you're down, you want to try to put some points on the board and shift the state of the game. And good answer by Iowa City West there.
Salem, the approach of the boot as we restart the game, and it's going to be another touchback. That's what you get. You're right, Ben. That is a weapon when you're always making the other team go 80 yards every time they touch it.
For sure. And, not putting, teams are always going to put their best playmaker back there. When you get your best playmaker in space, you make things happen. And when you don't have that opportunity, it can be tough.
Another great crowd last week, great crowd tonight. The weather certainly has cooperated. Muskies will not be home again until October 4th, folks, and that is homecoming. So keep that in mind. They're on the road the next 2 weeks, and then they'll be home October 4th for homecoming. 1st and 10 from their own 20. Curtis under center. He's going to give this one to Wade over the left side, and he's stacked up for a short gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
And I think it's probably worth noting the landscape has kind of shifted. We won't be covering those games because we really
Correct.
can't. Everybody has their own home, and they want all the views. So hopefully you can find those games if you're not able to travel. But unfortunately, we won't be able to bring them to you, so it'll be, frankly, probably subpar.
Next week, the Muskies travel to Dubuque. Hempstead, my alma mater.
Did you get that statue done yet?
Yes, Ben, there was a high school back when I was there. And there's a toss. It is going to be Gabor over the left side. Nice little play call there, and a gain of about 3, maybe 4 for the Muskies.
A little bit of success to the outside there finally. Nice job.
3rd down and 4, Muscatine on their own 26-yard line. .651 and ticking in the 3rd. Muskies go on the road to Hempstead and Davenport West. Come home, play Linn-Mar on homecoming on October 4th. Curtis on 3rd and 4. It's an inside give to Ryland. West strings it out, but Ryland breaks a tackle. Going to get out to the 28. Now it's going to be 4th and 2 again on a gain of 2. And I got to believe they may go for this one.
Yeah, I mean this with no tongue in cheek. The West offense has been so dynamic. I don't know that punting the ball down 30, 35 yards makes that big of a difference. I think your best defense is to just continue to put the hands in your ball, your playmakers' hands, and see if you can keep this drive going. It looks like that's maybe what they're going to do. So they can always shift to the punt, but love to see them go for it here the way they've been running the ball in key situations.
Nope, they are going to kick it as Curtis goes back unless there is a fake on. There's a high snap. Curtis gets it. Nice athletic play, and he gets rid of it. Good play by Gage Curtis, and it's going to go out of bounds. 42-yard line. Very nice play by Gage on that one to save it and to get rid of it.
Yeah, that's the second big play on special teams that Gage has made tonight. Very good way to keep his head on his shoulders there. Very nice.
West takes over again now, 1st down on their own 42-yard line. They've had great field position all night. The only time they started deep on their own 20 was a one-play 80-yard touchdown drive. Wallace gives inside. Actually, he's going to keep it. It's his first run. 30, 45, midfield 40. He's got some wheels down the sideline. 20, 15, 10, and out of bounds at the 5. And Jack Wallace, I didn't know he had those kinds of wheels, but he could sure run. And that was a big gain of 52 yards.
Yeah, a little read option there. Put the ball in the belly of the running back. Read that defensive end usually, and then if he cuts inside on the running back, you pull it and go. And he pulled it and went. And you're right. We haven't had a chance to see him run like that, but wow, that was very impressive.
Batali in the backfield now again with him, and he gets a carry straight up the gut. The Muskies stack it up. He's going to gain 2 or 3 inside the 5, and they're going to spot it at the 3. So it'll be 2nd and goal. Iowa City West on the Muskie 3. Wallace and Batali's got Woods split at tight end to the left this time, and now it's going to be Batali straight up the gut and brought down. A nice play for the Muskies that time by Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Coming from the weak side.
Augustine Gonzalez came flying in on it. I don't know if there was some kind of stunt on there, but he came from the outside and was able to get across and make that play before they could get upfield. Great job.
3rd and goal for the 3. No gain on the play. 4.5 minutes left in the 3rd. West leading the Muskies 43-13. Wallace gets a snap, and there's a toss, and now we've got a whistle and a flag, and it's going to be looks like offsides on the Muskies. That'll be a half the distance penalty.
Did you see a jump? I wonder if they
I think it was just
lined up in the
Yep.
neutral zone.
So that'll put it down at about the 1.5 yard line on 3rd down. Batali and Wallace in the backfield. Wallace gets it, tossed to Batali. He's going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Iowa City West. 1-yard run for Batali. 5'8", 170 and a senior. And it's 49-13 Trojans. Salem on for the PAT.
Yeah, just a little simple toss there. Use the space to the outside and score the touchdown.
And there's the kick, and the kick is good. 4:17 to play in the 3rd. Iowa City West leads the Muskies 50-13. We're going to step away for 30 seconds. You're watching and listening to Muskie football. We are back at Muscatine Community Stadium. Brian Musell, Ben Nitzel in the stat, Dr. Mark Hansen. And after the Muskie punt, Iowa City West goes 58 yards, 4 plays. Batali with a 1-yard touchdown run. The big play there was a 52-yard run by quarterback Jack Wallace to set him up first and goal at the Muskie 6. West leads the Muskies 50-13. 4:17 to play in the third, and Ben, continuous clock time.
Yep, that'll put us in. And I was a little surprised to see that all their starters were still out there on that last drive as you think about the totality of the season. But you would expect that this would be that would be the end of them.
You would think Salem now will kick off. Rylan Gabor back for the Muskies, standing on his 2-yard line. And Salem with another kick and another touchback. I was kind of hoping his leg was getting sore, but
appears not.
He drops another one into the end zone. Kid's got a leg.
Yeah, he's just bombing kicks out there. Sheesh.
Yes. Every kick in that direction's been a touchback. So the Muskies take over first down on their own 20-yard line. Seven touchbacks on the game, Doc? Yep. Out of 8. And the one that wasn't.
They looked intentional.
Yeah, they tried like a little pooch kick. And now the Muskies looked a little bit of confusion. The lineman ran on late, and they're going to have to burn a timeout here, and they do. Let's talk about some of our fine sponsors.
I think
here.
they only have 10 out there right now.
Some of our sponsors, folks. Hy-Vee Stores of Muscatine, proud supporters, I'll get it out, of the Muskies. Go Muskies. Muskie football is sponsored by Big Cat Energy. Stop and get your energy drinks, coffee, breakfast sandwiches, and treats from Jordan and the Cat team. Muskie football is proudly supported by CBI Bank and Trust. The Muskie Mania program has donated over $126,000 back to Muscatine High School since 1995. Go Muskies from CBI Bank and Trust. Muskie football is proudly sponsored by Ed Morse Automotive and their Muscatine locations. Remember, you're always backed by Morse. Go Muskies. Thank you, folks. Muskie football is proudly supported by Unity Point Health, Trinity Muscatine. Trinity Muscatine has the home team's back, keeping our players and fans healthy. Kickoff to final whistle. The Members Community Credit Union Lending Hub, 2 doors down from MHS, with all your home, vehicle, and personal bank loan needs. Go Muskies. Muskies come out now. 1st and 10 from their own 20 after the timeout. Curtis. And there's an inside hand. A fumble ball on the ground, and it's still down. I believe West has it.
It looks like it, yep.
As that was coughed up, and it's going to be first down West now on the Muskie 13-yard line.
Yeah, you're right. They went the inside handoff. You had double pull from the backside guard tackle. Looked like they might have something going and just couldn't find the handle.
And it does look like West has taken Wallace. A couple of guys have still got to be out there depending on their roster size. So we got a backup quarterback in now, and that's Neil James. And James is going to give this one inside over the right side, and that looks like Janis. And he's going to be inside the 10 to the 8. So a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 Trojans at the Muskie 8. Clock ticking, just over 3 minutes to play. West, it's been all West tonight, 50-13. Very talented football team. There's a snap. They give this one to Janis. He cuts it back, and the Muskies stack it up well. Nice play there by number 68 for the Muskies. Really attacked the football there.
Yeah, that was Jacob Huddleston.
Third down, 6 for the Trojans. Janice and James in the backfield, and this is going to be James looks to his right. He's going to roll out. He's going to run. He cuts it down near the 5, taken down on the play. Nice tackle for the Muskies.
Yeah, Sean Eagle came up there and made the play. Great job by Sean. Looked like a little Statue of Liberty there. James just kind of froze for a minute. I don't know what's going on, and then there we go.
And that'll bring up 4th down. Salem's going to trot out for a field goal attempt. It'll be a 23-yarder, 22-yarder. We know distance isn't an issue.
Well, now some confusion on West side as well.
They run a lineman on late. The right hash, there's the approach and the kick. And the kick is good. $1:40 to play in the third. Field goal, Iowa City West. They lead the Muskies 53-13. We're stepping away for a minute. You're listening and watching Muskie football. Back at Muscatine Community Stadium, West cashes in after a fumble recovery. And Salem kicks a 22-yard field goal to make it 53-13 with 1:40 to go here in the third quarter. Vision Center PC is a proud Muskie supporter. Avoid questionable calls by having an annual eye exam at Vision Center PC. Go Muskies. As a family-owned business, Phelps USA is proud to be on your team, providing reliable uniform, facility services, and custom image wear to keep our local businesses in the game, performing at their best. Go Muskies. Just like the Muskie players trust each other on the field, you can trust Family Eye Center's doctors and staff to provide you with the very best eye care. With offices in Muscatine, Wilton, and Durant, Family Eye says go Muskies. And there's another touchback for Salem.
He might be kicking it farther.
He's getting loose.
Getting loosened up.
Shout out and thank you to the MHS Muskie Booster Club. They donated $90,000 to MHS athletics and activities under folks you'll see working concessions at all MHS events. To volunteer, email muskieboosterclub@gmail.com. Skinny's Barbecue proudly supports Muskie football. See Skinny's for the #1 pulled pork sandwich in the state of Iowa and all your barbecue faves. Go Muskies. Next Gen Motors, Jimmy and Denise Greenaw out there, is a proud supporter of the Muskies. From sales to service, we serve our community from one generation to the next, and there's a give straight up the gut and a gain of about 5 for the Muskies on first down. And that's going to be Ryland. He's gotten some tough yards tonight. The Overlook Ballroom in downtown Muscatine is a proud Muskie supporter. The OB is the premier spot for wedding receptions, company parties, family reunions, and more. Go Muskies. Toyota of Muscatine is a longtime supporter of Muskie Athletics. Our services are a one-stop shop that handle new and pre-owned vehicle purchases along with certified mechanics in our service department. And there's a give over the right side. He's out over the 30 to the 35-yard line. And that's Riesenberg with his first carry of the night.
Well, worth noting tonight, Brian, Ryland did get over 100 yards.
Fantastic.
So,
tough runner.
Yeah, nice job running. And again, I know that he was questionable earlier this week if he was even going to play. So to be able to grit that out and come in and put up a 100 spot, very nice.
Muskie football is proudly supported by Bridgestone Bandag. Bridgestone Bandag wishes the Muskies all the best this season. Go Muskies. 1st and 10 Muskies on their own 35. Curtis gets it, and this one's going to go over the left side. Actually keeps it. Yep. That's the second time Gage has kept it, and he's fooled me. And that was a good run of about 9 yards Good play by Curtis, 2nd and 1 Muskies. And that'll be the last play of the third quarter. We've played 3 quarters from Muscatine Community Stadium. It's Iowa City West 53, the Muscatine Muskies 13. Going to take a timeout. We'll be back for 4th quarter action. You're watching and listening to Muskie football. Back at Muscatine Community Stadium, Brian Musell, Ben Nitzel, and the stat doctor, Mark Hansen. Muscatine football is proudly supported by Community Bank and Trust, where we put people first. Hansen Chiropractic is Muskie, proudly supports Muskie football. See Dr. Jeff Hansen at 515 Cedar Street in Muscatine, 263 or 563-264-1611. Go Muskies. Midwest One Bank is proudly supporting Muskie football. Midwest One Bank, taking care of our customers and those you should be. Your Fairway Muscatine store is proud to support Muskie football. See us for the best meat department in town. Go Muskies. The Muskies here. 2nd down and 1 to start the 4th quarter. They trail West 53-13. Curtis rolls to his left, back to pass, flares it out. Got a man, Gabor. It's complete at the 45. I think that's kind of a bad spot, but it will be a 1st down. And it'll be 1st and 10 Muskies on their own 45.
Gabor, just a sophomore.
Continuous clock here at the stadium. Arceo is checked in now. And there's a give to Ryland. He cuts it back, and he's going to gain 3 or 4. Nice run on 1st down to the 49. Muskie's rotating some fresh bodies there. Ryland jogs off. He's at a workmanlike effort again tonight. As Doc mentioned, over 100 yards in this one. Sebastian Gabor had a big first half. He's in the backfield now behind Curtis. And he's going to get the handoff over the right side. Gabor, 40, cuts through inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
Nice job squirting through. It wasn't a big hole, but it's all he needed. Turning that to a big gain.
A 21-yard gain to the 30. And, Doc, he's got to be pushing 100 yards, too. 72 and a half. 93 yards for the Muskies. Could have 2 100-yard rushers tonight. So those are the positives you take out of this, Ben. 1st and 10 Muskies on the West 30. Curtis gives to Gabor over the left side. Cuts it back inside the 25 and down to the 23. 2nd and 3 Muskies.
Yeah, I mean, listen, especially offensively, 90% of the game, we've looked good. We've moved the ball. We've been in some tough situations and dug our way out. There's obviously been that other 10%, a couple of those big plays that didn't go our way that resulted in either immediate points or one-play points. But, offensively, like I said, this is the first I've really seen of the Muskies this season. I've been very impressed with what they've been able to do with their offense out there.
Gabor at 105 yards rushing now. And there's a give to Gabor again. He's going to tack onto it. He's down inside the 20 to the 16-yard line. He's going to gain 7 on that play. 1st down Muskies at the West 16. Tell you, Curtis got to be in good shape because he runs over the sideline every play and runs back to the huddle. Then he runs the play. He's tiring me out.
Yeah, if it doesn't work out for him, I know Chris Fox is waiting in the wings to get that guy out there. Hey, only got to run 3 miles for me.
1st down. Curtis going to keep this one over the left side, and he's inside the 15 down to the 13, a gain of 3, 2nd and 7 Muskies. Clock ticking away, 8:45 and counting. We are in a continuous clock mode as West leads the Muskies by 40. That always takes effect on a 35-point cushion. Karango wide right for the Muskies. Arceo wing left. Gabor in the backfield, and this one's going to go Curtis on a rollout. Fires, and it's incomplete. Raker was cutting across. Gabor was in the flat, and it fell in between both.
Yeah, the first 75% of that play looked awesome. We just couldn't quite make the connection at the end there.
3rd down 7, Muskies at the 13-yard line of Iowa City West. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Curtis gives us one. It's going to be inside Gabor. He spins, and he's going to be close to a first down. They're going to mark it at the 7. That'll bring up 4th and 1.
And again, just such a great hard run. You know, he just runs hard. He's got good speed, and really got, in my opinion, got more yards there than he should have, just through effort.
4th down play. Muskies make it. Maybe they can spring this for not just a first, but a touchdown. From the West 7.
See if they go off to the C gap on the left side this time.
And this is going to
There
be.
they go.
There it is. Touchdown, Arceo. Nico Arceo on a 7-yard touchdown run. And the Muskies on the board for the first time here in the second half.
And really, that's kind of been their bread and butter play, you know, all night, is just getting in that full house backfield and just really putting a lot of pressure on that left side C gap. And they've had success.
Romo on for the PAT. He's had a big night. High snap, good hold, and the kick is on its way, and it is good. 7:06 to play in the game. Iowa City West 53 and the Muskies 20. We're going to take a timeout. You're listening and watching Muskie football. Back at Muscatine Community Stadium, Brian Musell, Ben Nitzel, and the stand doctor Mark Hansen. The Muskies go 80 yards in 11 plays. And Nico Arceo punches it in from 7 yards for the TD on 4th and 1. And the PAT by Romo is good. And the Muskies trail West now 53-20 with 7:06 to play. And the clock will stop again as the deficit is 33. Here's the approach by Romo. And it's going to be Manson taking on the run at the 12-yard line. He's at the 25, 30, 35, 40, and the Muskies usher him out of bounds there. Good return by Manson, and really good field position again for Iowa City West.
Yeah, a little surprised sometimes at the high school level it's hard to have backups on special teams because you want to make sure you get the ball, but a little surprised they had him in.
Neil James still at quarterback for Iowa City West. A new running back. Looks like Kingston Ross, 5'9", 175-pound sophomore.
Little jet motion there.
There's a snap, and they're going to give it to the up man on the sweep, and he's over midfield and out of bounds inside the 40, and that's Damari Lacey, 5'7", 140-pound junior. Got knocked out of bounds at the 47-yard line of Muskie territory. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 4.
Trips to the offensive right down here to our bottom of the screen.
James gets a snap. He's going to give this one inside. Good play on the Muskies And that's Verdinez with a nice tackle.
Well, a little belly-to-back suplex there.
Ross was the ball carrier, and he was going to gain 2, bring up 3rd down and 2. Twins right and left for West on 3rd and 2. James and Ross in the backfield, and this is going to be James on the keeper, and he's going to get the first down to the 42-yard line, a gain of 3, and they'll keep the chains moving.
You know, a lot of different coaches have different philosophies in these situations where you get to the end of the game and it's, you know, it's clearly pretty much in the books. As a coach, I never minded teams throwing the ball. I always cared about personnel because sometimes it's hard because they want to be like good guys and just run the ball, and you feel you got other guys, receivers out there that don't get passes. I always was, you know, for me it was like if you put in your next guys down personnel, I think you're doing the right thing, and then whatever play calls you want to run, I don't think that's running up the score.
Muskie's playing everybody too. James flares out. He's got a man that's complete to his big tight end, and that's Kaler. That's his 2nd catch of the night. And that's down to the 37-yard line. Gain of 5.
Yeah, that kid passes the sight test.
Yeah.
And you've thrown the ball to him twice.
6'4", 220. James. There's a handoff over the left side. Good gain inside the 30, and it's going to be a first down. Another fresh running back, and that's Lamari Carter. Just a sophomore, 5'9", 180, and now West going up tempo. 1st and 10 on the Muskie 29-yard line.
Confusion.
And Muskie's running a guy off. That's going to be a flag. I don't think they called it, but there's a carry inside and down inside the 20. It looks like a first down. And that's James again. Actually, it's going to be short of a first down. They're going to call it 2nd and 1.
Yeah, I think that was a courtesy no call there, Brian.
I was going to say, he ran right to the official. He
ran into him.
Clock ticking, 4:40 died. We'll take it. James in the backfield. And this is going to go another jet sweep, and this is over the right side. And that's number 11 here. Boy, I got to get my stat sheet out here, and that's Ethan Truman on a nice carry. And Truman's down to the 15-yard line, and another first down for West.
Looked like number 10, Dakota Noah, came up for the Muskies and made the play there.
James and Ross in the backfield. 2 receivers to the right and the left on 1st and 10. West leads the Muskies, 53-20.
Little read option here, maybe. No, they're going to throw it.
He's going to flat out the flat, and it's caught. It's going to be a short gain, and that's big number 88. Boy, they got some height out there. Grayson Reed, 6'3", 205, a tight end that was flanked wide left. Short gain of about 3. 2nd and 7 from the 12.
Looked like we might have a play on the ball there, but probably a smart decision by the corner to come up, just wrap up. Make sure, because if you don't make that play, he's going to the house.
West being very deliberate now, chewing some clock here. James gets it, gives to Ross. He cuts it inside the 10, and boy, powers his way down to near the 5. He's going to be close to a first down, probably just short.
He brought the wood on that one. That was nice hard run. Muskie tackler there has got to just keep running his feet. You stop your feet, and you're just putting yourself in a position to get smashed. You got to try to run through the tackler. Your aiming point should be about 5 yards from where he's at, straight behind him.
Going to be 3rd down and 1, short one, just inside the 6-yard line for West. And there's James. He's going to keep it over the left side. He's inside the 5. Boy, he took a shot that time.
Yeah, he did.
He's down to the 2-yard line.
Yep. Jackson Evans, the sophomore, came up and talk about laying the wood. I believe they call that the technical term's a decleater on that one.
That was definitely a decleater. Wow. Kids are still playing hard on both sides of the ball.
Yes, they are. Great play by the sophomore to come up, and he was fired up. He should be. Mom, I'm flying.
1st and goal West on the Muskie 2. James gives it inside. Gives it to 47. First time he's run the football, and that's Jafar Bashir.
Yeah, Bryce
Bashir.
Riesenberg and Sawyer Newsom came up on the tackle there for the Muskies.
So Bashir, no gain, we'll call it on the play. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 2. And the clock down to 2 minutes to go in this one. West leads 53-20. Muskies have moved the ball offensively, but this West team has got a lot of weapons. They've really moved the ball at will tonight. James gets it, and he fakes it. Now he's going to keep it, and he cuts inside. Muskie stack it up, nowhere to go. No gain again on the play. It'll be 3rd and goal.
No, Newsom and Riesenberg again with a little bit of an assist there from number 51, whose name I don't have on my sheet, but great team tackle there by the Muskies to keep him out of the end zone.
I believe it was 57, Ben.
Oh, was it?
Yep.
Well, I'm getting old. I can't
That's
see
okay.
anymore.
It's okay.
Struggling.
Felipe Lobos.
Well, he came up and cleaned it up, too. It was nice. Little guys got in there and got him wrapped up, and Felipe came in and kept him out of the end zone. And to your point, Muskie's still playing hard. I really love seeing that.
You bet. Oh, and there's a whistle, and we've got a flag on a play and a procedure call on West. That'll push it back, so it'll be 3rd and goal now from the 7-yard line.
And that's, again, you look for as you look for positives, you talk about moving the ball and getting in some tough situations and getting out of them. I think Coach Truitt can, also talk about, I thought, great fight shown by the Muskies all game long. Kids playing hard and making plays all the way here to the end of the 4th.
High snap, James flares it out. He's got his man, the big tight end, and he gets inside the 5 to the 2. We got a late flag. So I'm not sure what this is.
Well, and great play by Gabor there to come off the block because it was 2-on-1. They throw that ball out there on that little quick slip screen, and then he's getting blocked by his guy. He's supposed to be guarding, able to get off that block, shed that block, wrap up the receiver, and prevent the touchdown.
Ineligible receiver downfield. So the Muskies get another flag to help them here down the stretch. It's going to push it back to the 13-yard line. Third and goal now from the 13.
Wonder if that was some type of RPO.
Number 48's checked into the backfield here. Shaw. Nazareth Shaw.
They got guys coming on. And what we? I don't know. Uh-oh.
James back to pass. Going to fire it over the middle, and it's incomplete. And it's going to be 4th down and goal. Nice play there by the Muskies D-back, number 25, Jackson Evans.
Yeah, and that's literally a tall order to guard that kid. I mean, that kid's gigantic.
And West is going to bring out a field goal attempt. And it's number 37.
I think 34 is the kicker.
Evan
37's holding.
Oh, 37's. All right, no, 24. 24 is the kicker.
No knee pads.
Brady Toma. This will be a 30-yarder. And there's the kick. And Ben, what just happened? We got a flag. I don't see the flag.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they call the kick. You got a paper football and you just hit it right on the bottom and you just I don't know what. That was a 7-yard field goal.
35-yarder now from just outside the left hash.
You get the second shot at it.
Good snap, good hold.
There
the
you go.
Kick on its way.
There
good
you go.
Kick this time.
Okay.
And that kick is good. 35.6 seconds left. And West now leads the Muskies 56-20. And that was a 35-yarder from Toma. We're going to step away for 30 seconds. You're listening and watching Muskie football.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Official called delay of game. The clock had gone to zero.
Gotcha. They didn't see a
But I didn't see him throw it.
Nobody threw it. The official in the end went delay.
Right.
They didn't throw anything.
How many places that drive back? You were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Back at Muscatine Community Stadium, West goes 15 plays, 53 yards, cap it off with a 35-yard field goal by backup kicker Brady Toma. And they lead 56-20 with 35.6 seconds left to play.
You appreciate the grit there for the Muskies to keep them out of the end zone.
Toma with the kickoff. And this one is going to be fielded by the Muskies at about the 20, 25, and brought down right there. And that was Arceo, who got a touchdown in the Muskies' last possession. And we have a continuous clock here, so the Muskies may or may not get a snap off.
Yeah, doesn't look like they're going to get a snap off here. Down to 10 seconds.
And Dakota knows the quarterback coming out to get a snap, and unfortunately for his sake, he's not going to be able to run a play. And that's your final, folks. Iowa City West defeats the Muskies 56-20. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back with a game recap. You've been listening and watching Muskie football. Back at Muscatine Community Stadium, Brian Musell, Ben Nitzel, and the stat doctor Mark Hansen. And the Muskies and Iowa City West both came into this one tonight 1-1 in the season. Iowa City West going to leave here 2-1, and the Muskies fall to 1-2 after an Iowa City West 56-20 win over the Muskies. Iowa City West, outstanding athletes, and they exploded right out of the gate after they took the opening kickoff to the 40-yard line. The first play was a 60-yard touchdown pass from Jack Wallace to Mason Woods. 11:41 to play in the first with a 2-point conversion that led to Muskies 8-zip. The Muskies countered, though, with a big drive of their own, 80 yards and 11 plays, capped off by a 1-yard touchdown run by Sebastian Gabor. PAT good, 6:38 to go in the first quarter, and the Muskies trailed 8-7. Iowa City West then took the very next drive, 5 plays, 59 yards, and a 15-yard touchdown pass from Wallace to Elser. PAT good, 15-7, 5:23 to play in the first quarter. And then the Muskies' next possession, there was an interception return for a touchdown by Adrian DeWard of 45 yards. PAT good. They led the Muskies 22-7 after one. The Muskies took the opening drive of the second quarter, marched it down 64 yards in 10 plays, and it was capped off by a 33-yard field goal by Eric Romo. And the Muskies trailed 22-10 with 8:36 to play in the half. At the very first play, the next drive, West took over their worst field position of the night, their own 20-yard line. It was a one-play, 80-yard drive. Jack Wallace on a touchdown throw to Mason Woods. And it was really just a pass out in the flat, and Woods did the rest with a long run. PAT good. They led the Muskies 29-10, 8:19 to go in the half. Then the Muskies' next drive, they had a third down and 1, couldn't convert, and they had to punt on fourth down. The punt was blocked and returned for a touchdown by Law, and the PAT was good, 36-10, 4:41 to go in the first half. The Muskies took the ball from there and marched it down at the end of the half, the last play of the half, and Eric Romo again had a big night for the Muskies, kicking a 48-yard field goal. And at the half, it was West 36 and the Muskies 13. Second half, more of the same start as West got the football, drove 67 yards in 7 plays. Jack Wallace capped it off with a 1-yard touchdown run. They led the Muskies 43-13, 7:57 to play. In the third, West held the Muskies and got the ball in the next possession, went 58 yards in 4 plays. Jack Wallace ran one of those, 52 yards of the 58 yards, and it was knocked in for a touchdown 1 yard out by Batali, and it was 50-13 after the PAT. 4:17 to play, and that's where the continuous clock started to speed this game up. And then West capped off the scoring in the third quarter after a fumble recovery deep in Muskie territory and a 22-yard field goal by Salem, who had a huge night with touchbacks and kicking. They led the Muskies after 3, 53-13. Muskies put together a great drive in the fourth quarter. They marched 80 yards on 11 plays, and it was Nico Arceo from 7 yards out on 4th and 1 on a touchdown run. The PAT was good, and they cut the lead to 53-20 with 7:06 to play. West took it from there. Long drive, 15 plays, 53 yards. The last scoring of the game capped off by backup kicker Brady Toma on a 35-yard field goal, and they defeat the Muskies here tonight 56-20. And Doc, a couple of highlights on the stat sheet there. We've got them right here. So it looks like 267 total yards. Is that true? Is that the Muskies? Running. Okay. Ryland had 104 yards rushing for the Muskies. Gabor 118 yards. Ryland on 15 attempts. Gabor 118 yards on 11 attempts. So those are big numbers for them. Wallace threw 4 touchdown passes and had a rushing touchdown also tonight. They also blocked a punt for a touchdown and had a pick 6 for a touchdown. So,
Brian, it was interesting because we heard a lot about their weapons. We heard a lot about the offense and what they could do, and they really showed it tonight in spades. I thought that they came out, they did the things that was kind of promised, right? This was a great offense with a lot of great players. We saw that tonight, and I think the explosiveness was just a little bit too much for the Muskies to overcome. Got in that hole early, and they really, it didn't seem to matter where they were on the field. They were always one play, one missed tackle away from taking it to the house, and they certainly showed that explosiveness tonight.
No doubt about it, Ben. Just to recap that, Jack Wallace, 227 passing yards, and they ran for 167 yards as a team. The Muskies ran for 267 yards. So a good rushing night.
Well, let's give some credit, too, to that front five for the Muskies. I thought they did a nice job opening up holes, especially between the tackles. And, again, as we've talked about, we're not the greatest deep threat, option. So you get a lot of guys in that box. That puts a lot of pressure on those offensive linemen to get to where they need to be, get guys open. And I thought that was a real positive for the Muskies to take next week into Dubuque.
No doubt about it, folks. If you're following the Muskies, you can follow them to Dubuque. Dalzell Field in Dubuque next week as they take on the Hempstead Mustangs. You'll next hear us and see the Muskies live in Muscatine. October 4th, homecoming versus Linn-Mar. We'll have that broadcast for you. We hope you enjoyed it tonight. We had a blast bringing it to you. Support your Muskies. They fall to 1-2 with a 56-20 loss at home to Iowa City West. For Ben Nitzel, the stat doctor, Mark Hansen, I'm Brian Musell signing off from Muscatine Community Stadium. Thank you for watching.
Good night.